Not 100% sure yet.
All right.
I know he has some awesome things though, so I'm thinking. What's good, Master Shake? I'd love to have you on here. Open invitation. Would love to have you on here though. Talk some movies with us.
What's up, guys?
James, what's good? What's good? And thank you, man. Can't wait for you to get back. Don't put worst damn behind or back screen until he's back at his computer. But how's it going, everybody? I hope you guys are all having an awesome night, and we will be having a interreview. Yes, you heard that right. An interreview with Braden Timmons. He'll be on here shortly. We'll also be reviewing the Haddonfield Nightmare. And yeah, so can't wait for that. Can't wait for that.
It was definitely a good one. Definitely a good one.
Thank you, sir. That was created by DADPOOL and myself. Appreciate you, though, man. But yeah, this one, I'm just going to get right into it. I like this movie.
So did I. I
really like this movie. And I know I'm gonna say it now, and I'm going to say it when he comes on, too. But so we reviewed, what was it?
My Special Boy?
Yes, My Special Boy. I was not a fan of it. I feel from watching these two movies, though, definitely watch them both. You know, My Special Boy was the last one we watched for Camping with Sir Sturdy. And there's going to be more, just to let you guys know, there is going to be more Friday the 13th fan films being reviewed throughout the rest of this year and stuff, because I found more, and I told you guys I'm throwing together a fan film wheel, because I'm really trying to stick with indie movies, even if it's a fan film of something big and popular, but sticking with the indie scene as much as I can. Like, I'm putting my wheels backstage, even the newer ones that I'm making. This is for Horror with Sir Sturdy. So I'm trying to do that. So if you guys can give me a hand with that, if you guys know some indie movies, and people, if you have screeners, you can please send them to us. We'll watch them, we'll review them, have you on for an interview and an inter-review. And I call it that because it's a mix of both. And that's 30's word now, inter-review. Inter-review. It makes sense. And yeah, we're going to have one tonight. Running a little late. Had some work stuff to do. I'm cool with that. You got to take care of business. Take care of family. That's all important. But yeah.
So I think Worst Damn Gamers ready.
He's back.
I am back.
Welcome back.
So we were just talking. We didn't get even far into the conversation of we both like this movie, and these same people made My Special Boy. They're also making a sequel to this film here, which they're going to be discussing. Well, Braden's going to be discussing when he comes on.
Okay.
About of course this, and I guess we could even bring up My Special Boy because he's here. And,
okay.
Maybe we could start with that. But My Special Boy, of course, this film here, and then of course discussing the Indiegogo.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
You and me both, my guy. You and me both.
Just got done with dinner. Just at the buzzer.
Maybe cat pictures.
Always eating.
Yep.
Not always eating. This is the one time I eat a day.
So, gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Fucking good. This food is good, bro.
Fucking good. This
fucking water's banging, dude. Right? It's banging.
I'm digging this water over here in this dope ass jug. Camp Crystal Lake. Went to the Camp Crystal Lake tours a couple months ago. Go check that out on YouTube. I talked about it. It was a great time. Definitely going again. May even do some content out there while I'm out there on the bridge and all that stuff, wearing my Jason mask. Just walking around doing some random shit. Who knows? I should. I might as well bring them all.
I keep getting texts from that place. Like,
oh boy,
come join us. This is your special deal. Like, I'm just like,
yo, it is fun as hell. Like, you and your son would have a blast at that. I promise. Because you're going to, like, if you're doing for both things of it, because they have something like where they have the ones people from part 1, I think some from part 2 as well, come there and sign autographs and all that other stuff. But then if you go for the film location thing where you're going around the whole where they shot the movie. That is,
He'd probably
my
want to spend the night though.
best trip.
So
So with that,
I'm with
so
that.
when the people from the movies come, they have something where you can stay the night, but
Word.
it's not cheap. And by not
Yeah.
cheap, I mean it's starting at like $800 a night per person.
yeah,
For one night.
yeah.
But people pay it.
But you get that private screening though.
Appreciate
Like,
you.
you get,
Appreciate
What
you.
up,
coming
Jay?
in,
Huh?
Jay,
What up, Jay?
appreciate it. Yeah, you're right. You do get that screening, and honestly, if I had the bread to throw away like that, I'm doing it. As a matter of fact, if I had the bread to really throw away like that, I'm doing it. And I'm inviting a few people, and just have make a fun night of it. It's like, hey, let's make a fun night. Of course, it'd be like it would be a couples thing though, or like bring, or if you have a kid or whatever, bring your kid, bring your plus one, but it can't be a plus one you're beefing with. We're not dealing with that bullshit. Don't be bringing you and your girl. You guys have been arguing all fucking week.
All of a sudden, there's a murder. She blames it on Jason.
Don't do that shit. But that would be something to do.
See, if it was Nightmare on Elm Street, I'd probably be like, yeah, fuck it. But at the same time, you can't do that with Nightmare on Elm Street, right? There's no physical, actual.
I mean, to an extent, I guess you can kind of go to some of the filming locations if you know where they were exactly.
There's the house you can go in California. The house
was. Oh, I didn't know that was an actual house that they used.
Yeah.
It's just a set piece.
I think you can. Yeah, I think you can only take last I knew, you can only take pictures from the outside because a lot of my friends in California post pictures from the outside.
1.2 milli. Damn. Just because it was in a movie, shit. If I own that house, I'm not living in that house. That house is gonna be like a tourist spot.
But there's a house where I live that looks exactly like that house, though. Red door, everything. Like
nice.
So
nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Nope.
Get to know those neighbors. Hey, is it cool if we shoot a scene like right in front of your house? We'll block out, and we'll blur out. We'll make a fake number, but we just because of the red door, we don't even have to come inside. Just the front porch. That's all we need.
It's even got the little vine wall, with the trees. Yeah, it's got that and everything. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's
nope.
And I got a nice Freddy outfit with real gloves, so
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Might as well.
I didn't like that chuckle.
I did. I did. That's right up my alley. But let's dive into these ratings. And like I said, Braden's running a little late. But how about you, Deadpool?
All right. So my rating for this movie, without explanation, I give it a 9.
Nice.
I give it a 9.
I was giving it an 8.
Nice. I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. I really, 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 really like this one. Like, really liked it.
Yeah, there's no way with this movie you could tell it's a fan film. The way it was shot, it looked like they did a super great, like the job with filming and editing and the lighting. I mean, they made one mistake. There was one mistake of the movie, when the girl got stabbed in the kitchen, and you see the CGI blood, but then when she's running away, there's like no blood on her back, and she has no injury. So like that was the only thing that was negative for me for the movie was that one scene.
Honestly, that wasn't even something I really paid close attention to. But now that you mention it, I'd say that. I wasn't crazy about the mask, but it didn't bother me. And the reason why I say that because like even in the original films was up to like part 4, part 5, where it had the mask, whatever one it was. So just because the originals did it, I wasn't mad about it, but I was like, I wish it was a little bit better looking, but it wasn't terrible. Terrible. Get me wrong on that. So I guess those would be my only 2 complaints, and probably why it may not be. Maybe there's a couple of reasons more why it wouldn't be a 10 for me. I don't know, but maybe that's why it's a 9.
See, I like the mask because it's kind of, if it takes place 20 years after H2O, so you're gonna have a little bit of weathering, a little bit of tearing, a little bit of rough spots.
I just feel like it could have been done a little better, in my opinion. I'm not saying I could have done it better because I know I couldn't have, but I'm just saying, just visually in my mind, I just see something a little bit better. I'm not saying it's terrible because it's definitely not terrible, but I definitely get what they were going for.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, an 8 is like, for me, an 8 is really good either way. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck.
Oh yeah, and I gave it, like I said, I gave it a 9. So it's not like I'm shitting on the movie. Not absolutely not. And this is way better than My Special Boy. This is way better. Like, I don't know. You said I know My Special Boy came out first. No, this came out first.
Yeah, this came out in 2021, and My Special Boy came out in 2022. So yeah.
I wonder though which one was actually in production first or finished first. Maybe just release dates or something, whatever agreements or some shit. Because you can kind of see a progression, to me anyway. Unless
that's what it feels like,
right?
That's what it feels like. I mean, the only other thing I can think of is if they are bigger fans of Halloween than Friday the 13th. So for Halloween, maybe they got a bigger budget and they just
threw their foot in it. You know what I mean? They just love the character.
Yeah, I'm curious what the budget was for this for the movie Haddonfield Nightmare. I'm definitely want to know about that, because it's a huge upgrade depending on when it was shot chronologically with My Special Boy. It's like night and day.
Mm-hmm. But you can tell the thumbprints there of whoever shot it, and that's why it made sense when you guys were like, "Yo, this was made by the people who did that." I was like, "Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense," because there's a lot of the same kind of vibe to the way it's shot. You know what I mean? The scenes that they're getting and stuff like that. But you can definitely tell that there's been, like I said, kind of an evolution. You know what I mean? Kind of some growth that was made. It was kind of dope to watch.
And I love My Special Boy. I know you liked it as well, Chris. So I mean. Yep. I had really no problems with it.
Yeah, they still did a good job. I don't know why. Like I'm over here. Like, should I give it a higher score? Should I not? But at the same time, it's kind of how I'm feeling, and I'm like, I'm not complaining. Either way, they did a great job with a lot of the stuff that makes the boxes for me were checked on a lot of the things. Yeah. It's just for some reason I'm just like 8 instead of 9 or 10.
No, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. I mean, what you feeling, and it's not like it's a bad score. Like an 8, a 9, or a 10. That's amazing. That's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely watched this one again too.
Hell yeah! As
definitely
a matter of fact,
it.
I'm gonna watch it again, definitely. Especially when the second one comes, when the sequel comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want to watch them back to back. You're gonna want to watch these back to back, and hopefully they're dope enough. Here's the thing. I got a question for both of you right now, right? So, is this movie right here worthy of a Halloween watch? And by that I mean the movie that you're just like, I watched this movie or these movies on Halloween. Let's say you watch 4 movies on Halloween every year. Is this gonna be is this good enough to be one of the 4, in your opinion? And you can even think of the movies you really watch. I don't even know if you watch 4, but let's just say if you did watch 4, would this be able to be in the 4 for you?
I mean, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Go.
What I was gonna say was I don't have enough exposure to it for it to be like ingrained in my mind. I could definitely watch it and not be mad at it a few more times. But for me to be like, yo, I'm gonna watch this thing every Halloween.
Yeah,
it either had to have left a bigger impression, or I just need more time rewatching it to fall in love with it even further and be like, yo,
that's fair.
So that I can be like, no, this is one of those picks that nobody's ever gonna have, and I need to tell people about this every Halloween. You know what I mean?
That's fair. So I guess you know what, Dadpool, you answer first because I have another twist to this question too.
Well, me personally, I would have to watch the second one to get the bigger picture of the whole story. If this was just like a standalone and they weren't teasing a sequel and they weren't making a sequel, I could watch it on Halloween. I mean, it may not be like my top 4, but I could definitely rewatch it as the season comes around because, like I said in the beginning, this movie was the way it's shot. It doesn't look like a fan film.
Right.
It looks like something you're watching on AMC, during spooky season, or you're watching on IFC or something like that. The way it was shot just made it gave you that Halloween like it belonged in the franchise. But bigger picture, I have to wait till the second one comes out to see with how that story unfolds and see his whole purpose and vision of what he had planned with this.
Okay, so Braden is here, but I'm gonna answer my same question first, and then I'm gonna put a twist on the question, but I'll invite Braden in for that. So I agree with both of you where I need to see, not only do I need to see it more, but I also need to see the sequel. But now I want to throw a twist on this and just say, what about for like a fan film Halloween watch? You know what I mean? Like say if you watch you watch 4 films, but 2 are fan films, 2 are regular films. I'm assuming it's probably gonna be the similar answer to where you got to see it more to really make that decision.
I mean, for me, I haven't watched any other Halloween fan films.
Okay.
This is definitely something. If there was just a fan film category and I was watching it every Halloween, this would be up there. But I would also include part 2. I want to see that whole story. I want to watch it together because we don't just watch when Halloween comes on AMC. It doesn't just show one film; it shows them in sequential order, and it gives you that whole Michael Myers story. I want to see Braden's vision of Michael Myers in a complete story, whether it's a sequel, whether he has a trilogy planned. I want more. I love it that much that I want more. I can't wait for the second one.
Yes. And really quick, I just want to pop this one up for you guys. As I was saying, there is a second one coming.
Nice.
Indiegogo link is in the description, which your boy is getting the Blu-ray for it. I don't remember if I have the Blu-ray for the first one or not, but I will be getting this Blu-ray eventually. This was good. This was awesome.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Am I live? Okay, cool. Well, first things first, I just want to apologize for being late. I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Of course, man.
I'm always down to come on and talk Halloween or anything like that. So it's
know.
great to meet you guys, man, and I'm excited to have this conversation.
Hell yeah, I may hold you to that coming on anytime because seriously, we love having people on, especially other. And this is no disrespect to anybody, but especially like other creators, especially someone who's created a film, because your way of, say, if you're reviewing a movie with us, your way of reviewing a film can be way different than our way because you've been on set, you've been on film and directed, you've been all over the place on film, I'm sure. Where we're just, for what all I've known, I've only watched movies, maybe doing some things with your phone and all that stuff, silly content here and there, which I guess we should still count it, but it's not doing a film.
Well, I mean, I just have respect for anybody that like does this, man. I mean, dude, content creators, I honestly put in the same category as like filmmakers to an extent, because like, you know, you got to record your content, you got to edit your content, you got to do a whole lot of it to make sure that it's up to a par or a quality that you want to get out. So, you know, I respect anybody that does this. And so, I mean, you guys are running a whole show, a podcast and all that stuff. And as somebody who is in that world as well, I mean, it's hard, man, because, you know, you got to have the energy to, like, after a long day, you got to have the energy to show up and be like, you know what, we're going to do this. But this honestly is like a way to kind of like shut off your brain and just have fun, though, and like talk and nerd out and like that's what it is to me, man. And that's what I love so much about it. So, yeah, I respect the hell out of you guys, too, man.
I love that you said that end part as far as like this is just a shut your brain off, get away and enjoy it. Because I swear to you, I say this is about every damn episode. That's what I want this show to be. That getaway, no matter how your day's going, because I don't always want to say you're having a bad day. You listen to this as a pick me up. Yes, I want that, but I also want it to be I'm having a great day. I want to tune into the Horror with Sir Sturdy because I know they may say some gems here and there. That's very rare, like tonight. But they're going to say some silly, stupid shit, and it's going to be hilarious. And then one of their takes on a certain film here and there is going to be ridiculous. Most likely it's going to be sturdy. But for all that, like, I love that my show is a part of that kind of thing because I watch other podcasts or other YouTube channels for that same thing. I'm having a great day, and it's just like me and the wife are chilling. It's one of our things where we'll just watch this together. There's certain YouTube channels we are not allowed to watch unless we're both there and both awake. If anybody falls asleep or goes to the bathroom, you have to pause it or stop it. It's just one of them things, and it's dope. And it's cool to be like a part of that type of thing as a creator, so to speak. It's awesome. So I can only imagine doing a film. That has to be just another level of like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let me be the first to tell you, man, that you got to know what you're getting into when you decide to sign up and say, I'm going to make a full film, because, I mean, there are so many stories I have, the ups, the downs, the in between, all that stuff, just from being, you know, around it. And I've done it 3 times. I saw that you guys just did the My Special Boy review
Yes.
or whatnot. I mean, that too, like, we shot that in
Yep.
like 6 days, like, you know, with reshoots added on, we did it in 9 days. So it was like we did 6 straight days in November of 2021, and then came back in April of 22 and shot for just 3 straight days. So yeah, 9 days in total to make that entire thing. And then my newest short film, which is Sally, which is also on my YouTube channel, that we shot that in about the same amount of time that we shot My Special Boy. Like, we shot that in 6 days.
How long is the Sally?
Sally's 14 minutes. So
now, would you be okay if I played it on the live and just put us all backstage? Or,
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you wanted to, that's totally fine.
all right. I'm gonna look for that right now.
Yay! I'm excited.
And
We were saying how we kind of like, I didn't realize that this one was made by you, but there was something like familiar about the movie, and then they told me it was made by you after we saw My Special Boy, and I was like, it clicks now. It makes sense. There's that his thumbprint was definitely on it. His style is there with it.
can you send me the link, Braden, please?
Yeah, sure.
I need to squeak.
I'll just send you the YouTube link if that's.
Oh, that's
all right.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, we had a great time with My Special Boy as well. So it's so cool to be able to do this and actually talk to you guys and get the experience and get the exposure to that, because we've been fans for so long that it's like, all right, we're in this space now. We kind of want to start venturing. We talk about it and tip our toes. You know what I mean? So I love having these conversations with people like you who have actually been through it, you know?
Master Jake,
Yeah.
Really quick, guys. I would love to have you on for something like this, because I would love to have you on and let you just take over, because something like this is something I'm interested in myself. I don't know anything about that. And
that's dope.
Just from the conversations from Mick and all that other stuff we've had and heard, I would love your insight on that. That'd be beautiful.
Any advice for someone writing a horror script?
Yes. All right, let me get this.
Yeah, so that was the question right there. Am I okay to answer that? Or
Oh yeah.
Okay. So when it comes down to writing a horror script, it really just kind of comes down to the idea and what it is that you feel that you want to do with it. That sounds generic, but once you have the idea in your head, the idea kind of snowballs into a possible story. And what I mean by that is, how I come up with stuff is, I'll be walking through my house at night just brushing my teeth, and I'll look at a dark corner or something. I'll be like, hey, like, what if some shit like popped in like right there or something. And it just really is like kind of, it snowballs into that. So when it came to Haddonfield Nightmare, I had to approach it and I came up with the idea of writing that as a H2O sequel. I have a 7.5 minute Halloween short that's not on my channel anymore. It's hidden. Like, I can technically make it live on my channel, but it's terrible. And we initially wanted to try to do something bigger with part 2 with that. And then we just had people that weren't taking it seriously. Like, we were working with friends and family, and you guys know how that is, right? So that's kind of like, but that's any filmmaker's first attempt, is they always just try to get anybody involved they can. So they cast their friends and they're like, hey, we're going to go do this. Do you want to do this? And the friends are like, oh yeah, that sounds really, really cool. But when it comes down to it, they see all the work that goes into it, and they're like, ah, man, this is way too much work or whatever. So they exit the project. And then I was watching Halloween H2O to do some research for a Halloween fan film I wanted to do, because this is like around the time that fan films just started to boom. So I'm doing some research. I'm watching the whole franchise, just taking notes on Michael Myers and characters. And I got to H2O, and I was like, oh my God, no one has ever done a good H2O sequel, because I can't stand Halloween Resurrection, man. I cannot stand it. I hate it with a burning passion. I think that there's a few good qualities with it, but that's it. And so when I started coming up with this script, like I was like, okay, where is John Tate at currently? Like, and it really is like, you know, you want to have your characters on who it's going to be. And with Sally, that's an original. So I came up with this idea, like really, if you think from your past, what were you afraid of as a kid? And how can you give it your own twist? Or is there a scene from a movie that you saw that you can just stretch it into like a 14-minute short film? And what is, like, how do you see this character? Sally is, I'll tell you right now, based on The Ring and The Grudge, like the girl is, because I was terrified of The Grudge as a kid. So that's where the idea of Sally came from, and I wanted to give my own spin on that. So really it just is kind of think from your past, think of things that you were afraid of, and really take your own fears and your own trauma, really. I know it sounds messed up, but and just spiral it into something and put characters in situations that are just like super spine chilling and will get an audience's hands sweating. So I hope that helps a little bit.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna pull Sally up. I'm gonna pull us backstage just so there's no sound interference.
Hey, Julie, can you come help me, please? Julie, you hear me? Oh, come on. Sam is gonna be here in a few. Julie, are you there? Julie! I'm serious. Sam. Hey, Sam. Thanks for coming again. Come on in.
Hi, Mrs. Lewis. Thank you.
Gosh, thanks again so much for doing this.
It's really not a problem. I mean, I had to drive a little bit further, but I never have any issues with Julie, so I'm happy to. Plus, I finally get to see the new house, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
So how's everything going so far?
You know, it's taking some getting used to, quite honestly, just with it being so much larger, but it's been a good change.
Mr. Lewis likes his new job?
Seems like it. He has just been so stressed out at work lately, which is why we're going out tonight. You know, figured he could use it.
That's really nice.
Oh, speaking of which, that's him, so I should probably get going, but there's food in the fridge, and your money's on the table. If you can have Julie in bed by 10 o'clock, that would be great, and I don't know, we'll be home around like 2 o'clock. And the TV, it's the exact same. You know how to use that, right?
Yeah, I got it for sure. Where is Julie, by the way?
She's somewhere upstairs, but I gotta go. All right, have a good night.
I'll have a good night. Julie! Hey, Julie. Julie. There you are. What are you doing? I called your name like 3 times. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you having a tea party?
Yeah.
With who?
Sally.
Which one's Sally? Is this her?
No.
Is that one Sally?
No.
Well, then where is she?
Up there.
In the attic? Why is she up there?
She lives there.
What if I go see Sally?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
She doesn't like to be bothered.
Do your parents know about Sally?
No, she only talks to me.
She talks to you?
Yeah, sometimes at night, I'll be trying to go to sleep, and she'll say my name and say she wants to be my friend.
Let's go see Sally.
I don't think you should do this, Sam.
Come on. You said she wanted to be your friend.
Yeah, but...
But then there's nothing to be scared of. Look, I've got my flashlight. I won't even go all the way up. I'll be right back. You barely touched your food. You okay? Julie, you know you can talk to me, right?
Yeah,
So tell me what's wrong.
it's Sally.
Sally? What's bothering you about Sally? I thought you said she wanted to be your friend.
She says that, but she scares me.
Why does she scare you?
She's dead.
And your parents don't know about Sally, right?
No, she said if I told them about her, bad things might happen.
Bad things?
I've said too much.
How about we forget about Sally? We can clean up and go watch a movie. You can grab some of your ice cream stash.
Can I pick the movie too?
Yeah, of course.
Sam,
Yeah,
you'll protect me, right?
of course I will. Oh my god, it is so late. We gotta get you to bed.
Do I have to?
Yes, you do. How you feeling, kiddo?
Better.
Good. We'll get some sleep, and I'm sure the bad thoughts will be gone in the morning, okay? Good night.
Good night.
take your medication. I know that you've been going through a really, really tough time, but they're there to help you heal from the pain. And also, you can't suddenly stop taking SSRIs like that.
I want to be better. I want to be happy like I used to be.
You need to start taking your meds again for me. Julie, what are you still doing up? Julie. Julie. Julie!
She's here. Julie, do you want to play?
Let me get us all back.
Fuck.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. That was the out of the
I want
three that
more.
we've seen so far. That was the best one. That story, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you got me jumping a couple times. You're really good at getting the music curation to cue on and have those actions and edits that you do fucking just hit their point, hit their mark. Kudos.
Yeah. It all comes from a team, man. Like, I mean, obviously, like with the writing of it, that's just the first piece. So like you get the script done, and then we got to find locations, and obviously that's why we do our funding, our Indiegogo campaign, so that way we can assist with getting the production made. But I mean, then really post production, man, I got to really give a big shout out to all those guys that work in post production, like Zach Dion for helping me with editing. Adrian Emond, who is actually also the same composer as Sally, is the same composer that did the Haddonfield Nightmare music as well. Nice. So it was the same guy for that. And then Mike Shabani, who did all the sound with the cracks and everything. It's so fun to see. Like, he'll send me videos of him like just breaking lettuce and stuff like by a mic, so he can like try and get like the sound cracks and everything. And then Tyler Falcoa, man, for doing all the mixing and editing, all the sound mix and everything. So he makes it all sound really like it all goes together. So yeah, I really got to give a big shout out to them. I've used them now for both Haddonfield Nightmare and Sally, and we will be using all of them again for The Last Nightmare for a fact.
Wait, what did you just say?
What's that?
You said The Last Nightmare?
Yeah, that's the Haddonfield Nightmare sequel.
Bro,
yeah.
I thought you said you was about to do a Freddy. I'm like, I'm in.
Oh,
I'm in.
Yeah, no, the Last Nightmare is the sequel to Haddonfield Nightmare. I know it sounds kind of Nightmare-y, but like Nightmare on Elm Street-y, but we just thought that was when I came up with that title, man, like I just thought that it fit really well with what we had already set up. And yeah, this is going to be the finale of the H2O story, and we really want to go out with a bang. So,
Yeah. And if you haven't seen that film, check it out. Link is in the description. I did just drop a couple minutes ago. I did drop the Sally YouTube. If you guys want to go and watch that again, you definitely should. That was dope.
It was, really was.
Just like, wow. And on to what Worst Damn Gamer were saying, as far as the music and like the timing with everything was just perfect. I was like, wow, this is. It makes you wanting more. Like, okay, where's the rest? Where's like this was awesome, but now I want more of this.
That was the idea. Yeah, that was the idea, is just to kind of give like a little opening, because like when you do a short film, like, man, because I'm coming into this after doing 2 features. Like, we shot My Special Boy in between Haddonfield Nightmare and Sally, so it's like after doing 2 features, I was like, man, I want to shoot something, but I want to do a short. Just to try and like do something original, and that's kind of like what my route is going to be with the next few films that I want to do, is with The Last Nightmare, and then do something a little shorter. But I would definitely like to continue in the Sally world for a fact. We definitely want to bring her back eventually, and bring these characters back, because there's some unfinished business with the synopsis that we've come up with, like with the young girl now and Sally. So yeah, we definitely want to do a chapter 2 for that eventually.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pitch. That's all I see right here is just the pitch. You know what I mean? I see it, man. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, this was something else. I was just like,
you got me hooked. That's
wow.
For sure.
Hell yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you guys do next. I cannot wait to see what you guys do next. I know you are, which I'll pull this up again, the Indiegogo. I know you guys are working on this, which I'm excited for. I'm very excited for it, and link is in the description for that as well. But for part 2 of the Halloween film that we were discussing earlier. What were you saying, Chris?
In previous episodes, I discussed how like it's getting harder and harder to impress me these days, because we're kind of spoiled by how good cameras are and all that shit, even just phone tech. But man, I'm trying to think back to a time of recent movies, last 5 years, 10 years, let's say, because I'm starting to feel old. Where like I actually jumped and I actually like there was a couple moments in like the Conjurings or in Insidiouses and stuff like that, but not like, bro, like this kind of fucked me up a little bit in some.
He's gonna have a hard time going to sleep tonight.
Bro, my
so,
heart's still pumping. My heart's still pumping. I'm like, man, I really want to watch it again, but at the same time, can I handle it right now? Like,
Not with the lights off.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know what?
Oh,
Man,
man.
I'll give
Yo,
you
it would be hilarious if somebody just came in with their hair over their face and just stuck their hand in Chris with boom.
Oh, bro, forget about it. I'd be fucking through the window, 2 stories up, just fucking.
This dude would pass out in his chair, wake up confused. What happened? I don't know, man.
So Braden, what gets your mind going? What influences you? What gets those creative juices flowing when you come up with these synopses, these stories that you put on the film?
Dude, my brain is always just operating with something. I'll be standing in line at a coffee shop, and I'll just kind of be listening to the people around me, and like I'll see something like out during the day while I'm out, and I'll be like, oh, like that's interesting. Like my mind is always just constantly like just twirling with different stories and everything that I'd like to tell. For example, I moved out to Arizona, which is where I'm currently located, and I'm like just driving by mountains and everything, and I'm like, okay, like what could we do here? I'll just tell you guys right now, I have a sci-fi idea eventually that I'd like to do, just based on the ideas that I've come up with just driving around out here. So like, I mean, really when I'm driving, I do a couple different things. I am just I start the drive with no music. I just like kind of like let the road just kind of like, I use the white noise of the road to just kind of like think, especially on road trips. And then I'll turn on music and just kind of like see how I can fit in. I'll listen to movie soundtracks while I drive. Now, when I get up to a stoplight or something, I turn it down so people don't think I'm weird. But but then like I literally I ignite on the engine, and I'm like I turn it right back up. And then I listen to actual actual music, like artists and everything, just to kind of think about where I can maybe use these in different or like music that sounds like this in certain things. So really it's just like my mind is always constantly going, and the minute that I have an idea, I try to create an entire synopsis out of it. Like, so I put in my phone, I literally will just open my notes and I'll put, okay, idea like this, and I'll try and build a synopsis out of it. I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And I'll come back to it a little bit later, and I'll be like, okay, do I want to change something? Yeah, I want to change this. So yeah, that's kind of like where my ideas come from. It's just constantly always looking around and just thinking about locations. I came up with the Christmas horror idea that I want to do from working at a coffee shop. That dawned an idea for doing a Christmas horror slasher. The entire movie takes place with 2 coffee shop workers that are working on Christmas Eve, and a group of mercenary Santa Clauses come in and try and steal all of the money, because it's a popular coffee shop. It's a very popular. So it's 2 baristas versus 4 different Santa Clauses, which is what I'm really excited about.
Nice.
So it's like another low budget one. I always like to try and think of, because as of right now, we're limited with sources, right? Like, obviously, like if we don't successfully crowdfund, then we can't do it. So, but the thing is, I want to do it no matter what. So I try to think about the cheapest possible way to make it, but have it in good quality, Yeah. Luckily with Haddonfield Nightmare, we bought a lot of our equipment. So all of our equipment that we essentially have, like, yeah, we need to get a few new things, but we can also rent it, which is what I'm trying to think of. But we try to buy as much as we can, so we have it on hand. So that way, when it comes to future productions, like if we only raise $5,000, okay, that's fine. But how can we use this $5,000 to shoot something? Like the answer to that is by not spending money on new equipment, using equipment that we've got from previous projects, and making it work with the best way that we can. So it's just trying to be smart with that. So most of the ideas I have right now, such as Sally, take place in one location for a reason. And it's because it kind of makes you feel contained. It like is kind of claustrophobic and everything. So that's kind of what I look at. Whereas The Last Nightmare is kind of bigger scope, because we're going to be in more of Haddonfield. Like we're going to be outside more, whereas we were inside more in the Haddonfield Nightmare. Now we're going to be outside on the streets and all that stuff in this next one. So it really is just a variety of different things that I think about just constantly, and how the hell we can do it. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, guys, I know we reviewed or we gave our ratings for the first movie. We have to do it for Sally now. We have to do it for Sally now. And I'll even throw myself on the spot first. Rating, no reason. I'm giving it a 10. I'm giving it a 10. I don't know what that means. I guess he's thinking.
10.
There you go. I'm going back to you, Worst Damn.
There we go. All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what was the question? I apologize.
Rating for Sally.
Oh, God. Fucking 9 all day.
Boom. Boom. That was really, really, really good.
You know, that honestly, and this is honestly why we do it, man, to get the feedback and to just hear the, like, and see how people react to it is truly the reason that we do it, man. Like, it's there's nothing like showing your movie to an audience and having them either jump or if it's a horror movie, you want them to jump, especially at the jump scares, but just the feedback, whether it's good or bad, man, honestly, that's the one thing that I did say on quite a few of my streams, even before Haddonfield Nightmare. Anytime one of my movies come out, I'm just like, literally, I don't care if you love it or if you hate it, but if you could just give us feedback and give constructive feedback that will help us, you know, that is what I look for. Because I read all the comments. I read every comment that's on our films. Like, I go in, I'm like, okay, what do people like? What do people not like? How can we use that and take that into consideration for the next movie? So, you know, you learn something on every film project. I'm not saying that every one of my films is going to be perfect, but we try as hard as we can to make it as good as we can possibly make it. So,
of course. Well, I'll say this. We did review My Special Boy. You want to go check that one out? You don't have to if you don't want to, but we did review
Here's my notes.
Oh, from My Special Boy?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
But we do have a question for you, Braden.
What do you think is scarier, personal close-up shots or doused wide view shots? I hated how the new Halloween used such large shots, and I thought it really took me out of the film.
Yeah, so I definitely think close-up shots for jump scares are definitely effective. Like in Sally, you saw when Sam grabbed the sheet of paper and she was holding it up like to look at it, and then Sally's hand comes out and grabs her. We do a close-up of that, so that way we can get the nice effect and really throw in the jump scare. So I think that if you're trying to make something scary, close, I'd say, is definitely more personable, especially like at that end shot where we kind of panned down and we got to see Sally's full face right behind Sam, and then she was like, Sam, and then grabbed her. That was we did close because we want to get a chance to see everything. Wide shots are good, but I normally do my wide shots when I'm trying to establish our atmosphere. Like you've probably seen in all 3 of the movies you guys have seen now, that normally in the beginning you get the establishing shots, like the tripod establishing shots. I'm a sucker for those. My dad has actually caught on that that's my style. Like he notices it, like when he's like sitting there watching. He's like, yeah, this is one of your movies. I can tell right off the bat because of the establishing and everything. So yeah, that's the only reason that I like to do, you know, wide shots, unless it's a car driving down the road, or I do normally like shooting a fight scene in a full wide first, and then doing like it'll cut up close and personal. But I like wide shots, especially if it's like a continuous shot. I like the wide so the camera can do more, like, and flow better with the talent that you're doing, because the John Wick movies are a part of the reason for that. So
nice.
See, I think my favorite shot from the Haddonfield Nightmare was when the trick or treaters, and then Becca answers the door, gives them candy, and then it kind of cuts away, and you see Michael standing there in the background with the street lights behind him. That's probably my favorite scene. It's shot so great. It just was like, fuck, there's Michael. Oh my god! Like it was like a scary moment. It felt like a Halloween, like of real. I don't want to say real, but like it didn't see fan filmish at all. It was and I said in the beginning before you came on, this film did not visually see like it was a fan film, because it looks like it's just a continuation, and that's what you wanted. And your camera work is amazing, and it definitely showed in this movie.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. If I could be honest, the only thing I'm not a big fan of in the Haddonfield Nightmare is our opening scene, and there's a reason behind it. The opening scene was we were supposed to have a lot more people on set that night. It was supposed to look a lot better. We only had 2 lights. One of them died, so we had to work with one production light that was on a battery time. So whenever that battery died, we had to be done for the night. So, yeah, like when we did that, we shot the opening a couple different times. Actually, we shot one opening that was absolutely awful. It was actually worse than the opening is now. So I'm like, the opening we have now is better than the one we had. But yeah, I will say, just like, it's my least favorite because it was like all the shit that went down on set that night. I was just like, you know what, screw it. And we just kind of threw it in there because we were like, well, if we want to hit our deadline, we have to be done. That was like one of the last scenes that we shot, and everything went wrong. We were like, guys, so much shit has happened throughout this production. Let's just call it. Let's use it. Let's do what we can. And so that's what we did. And then the rest of the movie, though, after that, I think I like it quite a bit, actually. So, you know, I can sit down and watch it from beginning to end, and I can, you know, sit down and tear it apart. And I think the reason I do it is because I was there and saw everything that went on.
Yeah.
It kind of takes on a different life form when you're watching it, and you realize that you were next to the shit that was like, you know, that next to the scene, but also part of. And I don't mean anything with people involved with the production. Everyone that I worked with was fantastic. It was just things that was outside of our control with locations and different things that we had to do in order to get the movie made. So, you know, it was a very big learning experience, and it was very tiring. There were a couple times where I definitely wanted to quit, but I'm really glad I didn't. So
You're not the only one. I'm glad you didn't either, man. After watching this.
Yep.
After watching all, I mean, well, you could see how I felt about the Friday the 13th film on the pod. Wasn't a big fan of it. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't a big fan of it. But these two right here, and I feel like Sally blew them both out the water. And I really enjoyed the Halloween one, but Sally was just, it just gave you everything you wanted in those 15 minutes. Like, it really gave you everything you wanted in those 15 minutes. But at the same time, I'm saying that, and I'm about to say, but I guess I'm contradicting myself, I want more. But I could also see this being like, I know you're saying you may bring her on later on. So basically like an anthology type of thing. So she may come back or be connected with something else, which, dope. I can't freaking wait. I do have a question for you, though, because I do want to bring this back.
Sure.
I actually want to bring this back a hell of a lot more. Is for your horror shorts, would you be cool if we played them on here?
Yeah.
That's dope. Just because I'm, like I said, I'm really trying to connect with indie a lot more, and I want to start doing stuff like that. And I'm just throwing these ideas out here right now because I'm hoping people from the indie community, including yourself, is listening and want to join for something. Maybe even once a month. Doing this all the time, but maybe once a month having somebody from the indie team, a few people from the team coming on, just let people know what it's like being on set or how it was being on the set for that. And I don't mean all the negative drama stuff. I mean like being on set and creating this stuff for just other people that want to do it or start it. That could be you might inspire some kid that's watching this. Someone's crazy enough to let the children watch my show, but hey, people do it. Or just someone, an adult, whoever, and they're just like, oh wow, I can really just. These guys really did it. Like I can really just pick up my phone and do it. Not saying you use your phone, but I'm just saying I can really just pick up my phone and do this. If they see somebody else that's done that, maybe that'll help inspire which would be dope to have more independent things, and we can just keep saying fuck Hollywood because they don't know how to treat people. More independent things, building each other, and helping each other grow. So I just figured it'd be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely cool. You can play anything just let me know when you're going to be playing it so I can share it and promote you guys too, man. Like that's pretty much it.
All right, so so throwing it into that really quick double. Would you care if we did a full length feature? Maybe not even necessarily as like a watch review, maybe more as like a watch party type of deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Be on the lookout for that, guys. Be on the lookout for that. And I'm open to doing that with anybody who has your independent horror stuff out there. You guys need to be seen and heard. You guys make a lot of dope content. If I like it or not, here's what I'll say. You guys did it. You guys made it. You guys tried it. Someone out there is going to enjoy it.
Yep.
And oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just say that's the catch of it is that we want to try and make something, and we just want to be the best filmmakers that we possibly can be, and that's it. We are out there trying to do something. Eventually, I'd like to do this full time if I could. I would drop everything in a heartbeat, and if it meant that I got signed on to direct a movie tomorrow, but I also like doing it independently because I like the fact that we can keep all of our ideas and that we can, we don't have producers saying, oh, take that out, that's stupid, when it's an integral piece, or, they're going to make us throw in something that has nothing to do with our story. Whereas as an independent filmmaker, if we try and do it to our way, everything that we see, all of our creative choices can stay in. So, I understand that Hollywood is a business, and I understand that there are meetings and stuff that goes on about a script. But honestly, some of the executives should not ever give insight on a script. These are people that sit at a desk and they just they collect the paycheck for all of the hard work that everybody else is doing. All they do is just dish out the money, and they're like, here, make me more money. And that's it. So, they shouldn't be given insight at all. I listened to so many different screenwriters, and they're like, oh yeah, dude, I would be in a meeting with someone and say it was someone at Sony, and they'd be giving all this feedback. And then they'd be like, asking for feedback. They'd be like, okay, well, where were you thinking? Where should this go into the script or whatnot? And their answer is, I'm not the writer. So it's well, yeah, exactly. So why are you giving me insight?
Making the choice.
Do you want me to do the damn thing or not? Yeah, it's just all that is just crazy.
And that's why I want to do this as far as any indie creator that gives me permission to show it. And yes, it's helping myself too. I'm going to say that, of course, just to be honest, of course, but it's also just to get more eyes on your content, more eyes and ears on your content, because it's definitely deserved. I'm just they make some awesome movies and people just don't know about it. And what I would like to see, and I'll go back to what I was asking these guys earlier with the Halloween question, as far as watching a certain horror movie on Halloween. And if anybody has any, I'm going to ask you guys that too, which one it is. But, these fan films, it would be dope to where we can get these fan films that people really love and enjoy that you watch. So you watch these in October. So I'm going to watch these. And at least I'm going to watch these in October along with the original Halloween films, or I'm going to watch this one on Halloween because this movie just deserves to be watched on Halloween. I want the fan films to be deserved to watch on Halloween. That one where you're just I have to watch this every Halloween. These are the ones I watch throughout the month. I think that's dope. And I just wanted to help get more eyes and ears and maybe even inspire others to create more things, and just you know what I mean? So where it's okay, wow, they're gonna actually show it. Maybe that'll be the thing. Oh, they're gonna show it on their show. Yeah, why not? And we also, you said something about sci-fi earlier, doing a sci-fi film. We have another podcast called Popcorn and Pints. Where we have some co-hosts over there, so we can do the same thing over there. Same thing right over there, man.
Yeah, whatever it is that you guys need to do, man. I'm A-okay. Again, just let me know when you guys are going to do it, and I'll share it and get people over here to listen to you guys too. I've had a great time tonight, man. You guys are great. So thank you guys seriously for having me on, and I'm loving this so far. So
thank you for coming on. This stuff.
But yeah, I had planned to start this over the summer, but if anybody is trying to get insights into the indie filmmaking world, I'm starting a podcast for indie filmmakers. It's called Action, a filmmaking podcast, and we're gonna go through all the ins and outs, man. Each episode is gonna be just like locations, what we've done for locations, and how to go about having a conversation if you're shooting a movie at an Airbnb, how to go about approaching it. Because you can't just rent an Airbnb and not let them know what you're doing. Like one of my buddies, like that was one of our producers. He's like, dude, just rent the Airbnb and like we'll be able to shoot. I'm like, no, that's not how it works, because you need to let them know, because like if we're having other people over and everything at this place, there's a lot of nitty gritty stuff that goes into that. So yeah, like it's just like really it goes down to how to have these conversations, how to approach, what you should do if you're rejected by a location, etc. So you know, there's a lot of things that we are going to cover on that show.
Oh, go ahead. This has hit me because of that show. Like, I love that idea. I definitely want to, definitely want to watch that, and I'll promote it and all that cool stuff once it's out. But to tie into that show for like some visual stuff to make it fun, I guess you could say, or more, or just a side thing, is you guys acting that out, like the right way and the wrong way to do it, but make the wrong way, like the reaction real extreme.
Yeah. No, there is definitely a wrong way to go about it. There's a wrong way to approach it too. I mean, you know, one of my biggest flaws, I'd say, is comparing, like, so I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, you see campaigns that raise all this money, right? And one of my biggest flaws is I compare my campaign to other people's campaigns, and my girlfriend, it drives her crazy. She's like, you can only control what you do, and that's it. And I'm like, literally, like, you're right, I know, but like I say you're right after bitching about it for 30 minutes, and then I'll come to my senses and be like, no, you're right. She's like, do you or do you not still get this done? I'm like, I do. She's like, exactly. So shut the hell up and go out there and do the best that you can. So, you know, and I mean, she's great. She lets me know, like, to not, and this is stuff that I tell people too, is that you can't focus on other people's work, yet I focus on other people's campaign. I don't really so much focus on the work of their films or anything. I do if I'm reviewing it, but in terms of like campaigns that raise a lot of money, I'm like just sitting there. I'm like, well, it's kind of discouraging as someone that's trying to do it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you can't sit there and sulk, because, you know, you got to find a way to get back out there and continue to promote it until the end. Because literally in one day, something can happen. Literally over like last weekend, we were sitting at like $1,600, and in one day we raised like another $1,600, and that put us over 3,000. So it's like somebody can see it and be like, you know what, I want to jump in on this. And that's something that I've learned. It's truly a learning process from start to finish every single time. So yeah, that's something that that I've also caught on to.
I got two big takeaways from our conversation here tonight: imagination and envisioning, and then acting. Not acting like oh, I mean acting like taking action. And then two, what was the thing? You just said it.
Not worrying about what other people think or something like that.
No. Not focusing on other campaigns.
Yeah. Not just not worrying about, you know, looking at everything else and trying to compare yourself. Just keep doing it and then keep getting better and better and better and better. Like it's inspiring to do this, because one of the things that makes me want to do is not only now like Sturdy asked, which ones will we watch for Halloween? Now I want to go find other ones of like the big 3 or 4 that I would normally watch, like Freddy, Chucky, you know, Jason, Michael Myers. Find those and be like, those are my 4 for Halloween's of fan films. If I'm like, yo, what are we watching? I don't want to watch the same old shit. Let's go watch these because these are quality. You know what I mean?
I kind of want to do that, and I'm just throwing this out here again just to put it out in the atmosphere, even of doing like
answer your question. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm super excited, man, especially with everything that I've been doing and stuff like that. All of this just is so inspiring. I'm hoping that fucking even the small short shit that I'm doing is showing that I'm listening, I'm paying attention, and I'm just trying new shit every single day. And that's half the battle. Get out your way, just try shit, fail, fuck up, get better. Like just do it with love and put your all into it. And at the end of the day, if the all that you put into it was just what your 80% is, then that's all you could give that day. But every other day, if you can give that 100, you ain't got nothing to be mad about. That's your 100 for that day.
And not only that, that's not just with films. That's with anything that you're really passionate about that you want to do. Anything, you know what I mean? If it's doing a podcast, if it's being the best at a certain video game, you have to put that dedication into it. If it's drawing great, if it's your writing being better, read it, whatever it is in this world that you want to do, you have to just do it. Practice at it and get better and better and better, and eventually you'll get to that point to where you're just like, I know what I'm doing now. I can do it.
Because if you focus on other people that are creating the same content and you're always constantly comparing, it becomes a distraction. So then you're not going to really give yourself 100% if 50% of you is worrying about another person doing the same thing, but maybe they're raising more, maybe they're doing it better. You got to focus. You'll get there. And with you, Braden, like your supporters are going to be there. Your content that we've reviewed, and I've only been doing this with these guys for maybe a month or so, it's really opened me up to a lot of different things I probably would have normally have watched if it wasn't for this show. And like your content and specifically because you're on tonight, like from My Special Boy to watching Haddonfield Nightmare to look at your IMDb and then watching Sally tonight, I'm really super stoked and excited for this next chapter in the Haddonfield saga.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I'm a fan of you because. And the cool thing about it too is because in the way that we watch the movies, like starting with My Special Boy to the Haddonfield to Sally, each one progressed for me. Each one progressed, and I'm just like, I can't wait to see what's next. I don't care if it's a short, I don't care if it's full length. I want to see it, and I'm gonna play it on this show. If again, every time I'm gonna have to do it, I'll hit you. Hey, listen,
bro,
listen.
It's exciting because one of the things we said was if it felt like an evolution from My Special Boy to Haddonfield, and then we see Sally, bro, you're on a fucking the jet's fueled, my guy. Get ready.
Yes.
Get ready. I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, and that that's what I'm saying, man. Like, and on that's what we wrote, or what I put in our Indiegogo campaign is in one of the paragraphs, like for it is I talk specifically about each project, and I'm like, each film we try to get better, and that we try to make it better and better each time, no matter what it is. Like if it's a 2-minute short. 15-minute short, like a short can go all the way up to 45 minutes before it's considered a feature. But no matter how long it is, or if it's a feature, man, we want to make it the best that we possibly can. And I'm telling everybody right now, man, like that.
Big respect.
Everyone is in for a treat for The Last Nightmare. It truly is. I think the best thing that I co-wrote it this time. I wrote the Haddonfield Nightmare all by myself, but this time my director of photography from Sally and from Haddonfield Nightmare, he co-wrote it with me. And I'm like the ideas, man, that we would have meetings and we would look at like, an idea would be awesome if we looked at each other and we were just like, fuck, that's that's crazy. So dude, the final fight that occurs between John and Michael, dude, is 9 pages long. So it is an insanely long fight. And it's just 9 pages of straight, essentially, description of like what's going on in the fight. So it's intense. It's brutal as shit. Like Haddonfield Nightmare was more subtle. Like it was more classic Halloween. It was just more Michael did the hit, thud, and everything. In The Last Nightmare, he got his ass beat a couple times in the Haddonfield Nightmare, and I think it's because he's rusty from the 22 years of being gone. Like that's what I a lot of people have asked me that. They're like, why is Michael so rusty? I'm like, dude, you don't do shit for 22 years. You try going back into a job that you've done for years and taking a 22-year gap and getting back into it. And
It don't even take me 22 years. You can give me about 6 months. I damn near forgot everything.
Exactly. So, you know, Michael's a little bit of like, this is the last nightmare is all of the rust coming off of Michael and literally just wreaking havoc on the town of Haddonfield. It's insane. It's brutal. The kills are honestly crazy. My sister actually has one of the kills in the movie, and like we know which one she's gonna do, and she's like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" So
That's
yeah.
Bro, I love just your thought process. I love the way like you're selecting certain words, and I'm just I wish why you gotta be in Arizona, dude?
I know.
No, I mean, I do travel to some film festivals. I'm going out to Houston this weekend because Sally's screening at Houston Horror Film Festival on Saturday night.
That's
so I'll be out there, and that's where my girlfriend lives currently as well. So
shit, let us know when you're in the Northeast, man.
What's that?
Let us know when you're up in the Northeast.
I definitely will, man. Hey, you know, this is what I love about doing this, man. I love meeting new people. I love talking with new people. I love talking to them about what they're doing. And I love doing this, man. This is like a part of the job that nobody told you that you would enjoy as much as you do. But I mean, I love it, man. When I got an email from Sir Sturdy asking to come on, I was like, dude, absolutely, man. Like, let's freaking do it. Because I love doing this. I love talking just about movies in general, whether it's something that you guys are working on or I'm working on or just the industry. Dude, Hollywood is truly one of the most interesting industries in the entire world. So
I bet.
I'm with that.
Man.
Oh man, I loved it.
A great freaking time, man. And just being able to see, like, literally just watching all three of those films this week, let alone. Which just seemed it seems weird in a sense because it's like it all fell together like that, but it was like it was supposed to. It was supposed to, and I loved it. I love shit like that, man.
Well, the most important thing is that you guys enjoy it, man. That's really the most important thing. Because if you guys didn't, then hey, we're not doing our jobs correctly, obviously. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm big on that, man. I say that shit all the time. People just call me intense. People call me over the top. I'm extra. It's like, no, if I'm wasting any of my time on this precious earth doing something, it's gonna be done the best that I fucking can that day, that week, that month, that year. However long it takes me to finish it, it's gonna be fucking everything I got.
You got to.
Yeah, and that I mean, truly the one thing that, like, you know, people don't tell you, and I do get a lot of support from my family and friends and stuff, but I can't lie, there's those few family members and few friends that I mean, and what I'm about to say next is also going to say is that there are those few family members and a few friends where they're looking at you and they're like, why are you wasting your time on this? What does this do for you or whatever? You know, it's like that I get asked that a couple times, like, actually, like, I mean, it's like, what does this do for you? What is this going to do for you? And I'm like, well, let's see here. This is the career path that I would eventually like to go on if I could, you know, go on this career path.
It's gonna happen.
So there's that. I love writing. I love telling stories, and film is the way that I like to. Dude, I've tried to write a novel. Fuck that. I mean, like, and I know if I actually put all of my energy into it, I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but I like writing a script, man. Like, I like opening a file, and when I put the title and, you know, written by and all that stuff, and we're able to get started, when I see the words starting to come, it literally just it feels great. Like when you start seeing the progress, and it has nothing to do with like a script being shorter than a novel. It has everything to do with the fact that this is how I like to tell my stories.
Right.
Like this is my way of expressing how I feel about stuff. Now, my sister, on the other hand, my middle-aged sister. So I've got a young sister, and then I've got one that's in the middle. I'm the oldest. She is a novelist. She likes to read, and she wrote a book. And if you guys see me promoting online at all in the near future, her book should be out either by the end of the year or early next year. But she wrote a whole novel. It's 265 pages, and
Ooh.
I'm just like, dude, that is like, that's an accomplishment, you know?
Mhm.
Like, so I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, I wrote an 89-page script. I'm awesome. Like, you know, but
You guys
then
just- you guys
that
just have different
happens, and
talents. You both
what's
have,
that?
You guys just have different talents. You have different talents.
No, yeah, exactly. And I mean, but still, dude, writing a script is still very hard. Like, I'm not gonna take that at like lightly at all. It's hard to sit down and, dude, my head shakes. James Grimm, what's going on, buddy?
And that's why I'm glad you're doing the show you were talking about earlier. We're telling people about all this stuff. So it's like, this is what we went through. This is not the right way, the wrong way. This is just our way. This is what we know. This is what we learned. I'm going to share this knowledge. Hopefully it'll help somebody else. And at the same time, hopefully it'll help you guys as well, where there's other people that may be more knowledgeable in that film industry. And they're like, okay, I see what they did. Oh, hey, here's some things. Here's the equipment you guys have, right? Boom, 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 boom. Here's how you can do this. And you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
cool. And it could be something that you think about. You're like, oh my, like a lot of those times I feel, because I've had other friends that are podcasts that'll tell me some things, and you think about it, you're like, holy shit, why didn't I think? It's just so simple. But sometimes we overthink for the big and forget about the small, and the small is key. The small is key because that's what got us to where we were in the first place, and kind of builds up. But then when you start getting that bigger thing, you're just like, I could. This is more important. This is bigger. I could let that small thing, but then it just builds up to where the small thing is now the big thing. It's like, fuck.
So Braden,
Yeah.
as far as when you're getting down into your process, when you start to decide what direction you're going at what point do you decide whether this is going to be a longer one, full length, or just a 5-10 minute? And which one do you think is harder to actually accomplish, the shorter film or the one where you have more space? Because I have my own kind of apprehensions of both those situations.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. So normally when I'm coming up with the idea, I think about mostly feature-length films. Now, do I think that sometimes I can take a snippet, like, or a scene of what I can see and make it a short film as like a proof of concept, as you called Sally earlier? Sure. Yeah. But when I do that, I'd say that doing a short film is a little bit harder in terms of getting, because, you know, audiences nowadays, they do have, if you're not super into film, or you can't sit down and watch a movie, audiences normally have a very short, attention span. So writing a short film and you have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end in such a short period of time. And how are you going to go about doing that is the biggest challenge that you can think of. Honestly, like when I was writing Sally, I looked at the script at one point and I was like, dude, is this too fucking dialogue heavy, or what the hell's going on here? Like, because Sally doesn't come in until the end. But I also I'm a slow burn type of guy. I like to build up to the moment where something happens, which is why, once that third act of Sally starts is like when she grabs Sam's hand or arm. That's like essentially the start of the third act. Then we cut to downstairs. Sam is just enjoying her TV. She hears something, Julie's up, and then that kind of starts to build the suspense for what's now to come. So that is essentially, and that surprises a lot of people. They're like, what's harder to do, a short film or a feature? I'm like, a short film in terms of keeping an audience engaged for that time. Now, a feature is also very, very difficult because you've got the Sally would essentially serve as the opening to a feature, right? So then now you have to be like, okay, now where do I go from here? And that's where the marathon of the novelists have the marathon of the middle. So do screenwriters. You have to do, okay, we've got our opening, and a lot of the time I have my ending in mind too. So I'm like, okay, now how are we going to fill in all of this progress to get to that final moment, to that standoff, like between Michael and John? How are we going to fill up all these pages? And you just have to really think about where you want to see your characters. And the thing that really surprises a lot of people, I don't outline at all. I hate outlining. I think it is the worst way to use your time as a writer. I think that if you have this idea, So that's called, for anybody that doesn't know that, that's called being a pantser. You're just kind of like writing at the seat of your pants, and you're just coming up with scenarios to put characters in and seeing where they go. Stephen King is definitely the most well-known pantser out there in terms of a writer, because he doesn't outline either. He says he's never outlined anything in his life. If he tried to, he's hated it. So, yeah, like it's just like, my thing is, if I have an idea, I try to build the scene around it. Like, I'm like, if I'm doing a dinner scene or something like that, I'm like, okay, what food's on the table, or what conversation is being had with these characters, and then I just start writing the dialogue. All the dialogue can be cleaned up later, but building the scene is what I like to do. That's kind of like my outline. Is I'll write the scene, I'll close up my laptop for the day, even though sometimes it's very hard to, because I used to work really late into the night, but now I try to find time during the day, whether it's on my lunch break or something like that, to write. Yeah. So, because like, honestly, and now, like, I'm with my girlfriend, I got to give her time. We're doing distance. I have to be on the phone with her. I have to talk to her and all that. So I try to use my nights to use as a wind down. All my work hours is from like 7:30 a.m. until the end of the day at like 5:30. So, and then after 5:30, I close up everything. I wind down. The next day, I'll around the time that I write, I'll open my laptop. I'll look at my work from the day before. I'll be like, okay, what do we fix here? What do we fix here? And once I feel the scene's done, I move on. And that's how I go about doing it. So that's my outline: is I build the scene, I edit it, and then I move on. But you don't want to let the editing get to you. You don't want to perfect it the first time. You just want to get it done. You want to get your story. You want to get the bones there. You don't need the meat there yet. You want to get the bone structure there, so that way it's, at least you could say that you're making progress. So,
yeah, I like that you said that, and I feel like you're talking to somebody very specific on this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't call them out though. If they want to call themselves out, I'll let them do that. But I won't blow up their screen or anything. I won't do that to them.
It's dope, because my thought on it from the experience, little experience I guess I have as a creator or whatnot, is it is very difficult to try to create some of these TikToks and come up with these ideas that are 30 seconds, 15 seconds, like, and try to get, so like right now I'm in the mode of learning and breaking myself out of my long form and what I've kind of been programmed to over the last 22 years of YouTubing or watching TV on the internet type deal. You know what I mean? So it's like, now I'm getting down to the point of being comfortable with even quick transitions or just 1 second intervals of certain imagery to help drive a bit of a story and still make it hit its points, beginning, middle, end. And it's starting to build. And so that's why I wanted to ask that question, because I know for me, long then has the other effect. Now I have too much wiggle room. Now I have too much time to think and try to add here or take away. And then I start to feel like I'm fucking it up in some way. You know what I mean? So I step away, leave it alone, walk away. And now I'm getting to the point that I can say, this is it. I'm not going to do this to myself and punish myself. I'm done with this here. And move on, or just hit the checkbox. It's ready. Ship it. Post it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's really just about having confidence in what it is that you're doing. It is okay to get up and say, fuck this, I'm done for the day. It's okay to do that. But as long as you come back to it the next day and you keep coming back and you keep coming back, as long as you have the discipline to do that, it's okay to have a few days. Dude, when I was writing the Haddonfield Nightmare, I literally would go to bed at night. I'd stop writing at like 12:30 in the morning, and I'd go to bed and I'd wake up and I'd go downstairs. I'd take a sip of my coffee and I'd like slam my mug down and be like, who wrote this piece of shit? So, I mean, it happens, man. You're bound to get frustrated at your work because, I mean, and that is a big fear, right? It's a fear that you have, is that if you're trying to show someone something, it's like, if you can't stand it, you just know that the person that you're showing it to is going to be like, the fuck is this? Like, what are you showing me right now?
Or so you're your own enemy and you're overthinking it.
That is true. Exactly. So that, and vice versa, that you bring up a good point. So it's like, you show them it and they're like, what are you talking about, dude? It's not that bad. Like, that's actually something could be good from this. And I'm like, really? oh, okay, interesting. Like, and then you kind of get more excited about it. So it is kind of a double-edged sword. Everything that you do, anything that you do as a creator, as a podcaster, as a YouTuber, as an artist, Sturdy, I heard earlier you were talking about that too. And it's what you said is very true. But the thing is the one thing that people don't prepare you for is the criticism, which it happens all the time. And the thing is you have to have a strong backbone when it comes down to criticism, because the thing that I always say is the day that you sign up and say, I'm going to be a content creator, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, even if you're simply giving your opinion on a movie, right?
Yeah.
There are going to be people that saying, oh, you fucking like that movie, or oh, you hated that movie. I love that movie. People are just going to find things to comment on, and you have to just, all I do is I heart the message. Like on YouTube, I give it the heart, and all I do is comment, and I just say, thanks for the view, because it's they're helping it. If they comment on it and they like it, or they dislike it or like it, it's helping the algorithm. It's helping more people find it. So you know what? It's like, thank you for your help. And if we see you again, great. If not, I don't give a fuck.
So I had one so far. I had one, right? I don't remember what the video was on. I don't remember what the person said, but I was like, I really appreciate you stopping by to not only watch my video, but to comment on it. And they were like, fuck you. I was like, I hope you have a really great, I hope you have an amazing day. And just left it at that, because I'm not going to that's not going to build me up to do that corny shit with you. That's just a waste of my damn time. Now, if it's constructive criticism, I'll pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I didn't like this because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And giving you know what I mean? Like a detailed reason why, but just saying it sucks and all that, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it.
And that's why I just try to keep my responses, just positive. Like, thanks for watching and everything like that. I mean, my girlfriend actually got upset with me a couple weeks ago because I screenshotted something that someone had said, commented on it, and then posted it on my Facebook. And she was like, why did you do that? She's like, why are you being the littler person now by posting on Facebook for more people to just see this? And I was like, you know what? You're right. So I took it down. She was upset with me about it, but I understood that she was like, you don't have to, go after the guy or try to get other people to or anything. And I'm like, you know what? It's a good point. And I don't ever do it, but it was just such a stupid comment that I was just like, I needed to get other people to just see this idiotic comment.
Now here's a way that you can flip into these idiotic comments, stupid comments, right? I got two ways for you, because you do movies now. The dumbest comment, just somehow throw that in the movie in a line.
Yeah. Right?
Or you have a podcast, so just throw that and be like, yeah, it could be like my movie such and such, and then throw that comment in. Either way, just throw a positive spin, funny spin on it. So it's like, now I'm just going to take this negativity, literally use it as positivity, and boom, throw it out there. So it's kind of giving you a shout out and a fuck you in the same way.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is a really good point. But I definitely saw, like, as soon as she texted me and she was like, why did you post that? I knew exactly what she was talking about. Sometimes I try to play stupid, I'm like, what are you talking about? But the thing is you can't play stupid with girls. It's just, you can't ever do it.
It sounds like you got a publicist and a partial manager there, and
essentially, yeah.
I like it.
No, but I mean, so that was like the one time that I did that, and I normally just comment back, or I'll heart it and just be like, hey, like, thanks for watching, and that's it.
And depending on what they say, of course, I would say some just ignore it. If it's just upright disrespect, just ignore that one. But if it's just, oh, this is corny, this sucks, blah blah blah, stuff like that, I'm gonna give you a heart. I'm gonna give you a like.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the ones that actually say something, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna think about that some more, about, or whatever the case may be. The ones that actually give you constructive criticism, not just saying shit to say shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I mean. Like, if people have something to say that's constructive, that's gonna help, I don't care if it comes off in the rudest way possible. Hey, you helped us. So I'd prefer it if it was in a more professional, respectful manner, but that's just not how everybody is. People just like to run their mouths at anything. So I mean, I just think that That's what I look for. Is I read every comment. So if people have gone off on it, I've read it. If people have loved it, I've read it. If people thought it was okay, I've read it. So I use it. I take notes, and I'm like, okay, people didn't like this. People didn't like this. Okay, we won't do that again then. So,
hey, that's fair.
So did you happen to watch the show we did on My Special Boy or no?
So I saw that. Wasn't it just posted today?
Audio was but the visual, did we do that Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Last week
Last week
so
Tuesday. I think.
Last Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Last Tuesday. Okay. So we did it last Tuesday.
Okay.
So then,
Gotcha.
so then the audio just posted this past Tuesday because I do the lives and then I have the audio come out a week later.
Okay.
I know
Gotcha.
a lot of the big.
Could you
the opposite.
send me the link to that? I'll give that a watch for sure. I'd love to give it a watch. So
hell yeah.
You sure?
No, me and you were good, Chris. Me and you were good.
I know. I'm just trying to get him to be like, wait, what? Wait a second. No, we loved it. Me and Dadpool definitely agreed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't a fan, but
Hey, you know what? And that is okay. That is okay. I appreciate your honesty.
But what
I'll flat his tires for you, Braden.
What I will say though is I can't remember everything I said in the video. I don't remember. That's that was from last week. I'm a different person. No, but what I will say though is, as far as the films and the order that we watched them in, I got to see progression. So I'm like, this is dope. This is freaking dope. Because
and a very short time, right? We said what, 2020, 2021, and now Sally 2023. Like,
so Sally, came out right at the end of 22. It came out December 15th last year. So,
okay,
bro,
yeah.
FTJ baby, FTJ. Fuel the jet. You're way past the little kitten calendars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have nothing in the works coming out this year. All of our focus right now is mostly on just getting the funds for The Last Nightmare, so we can get started on that and everything. So that's what our big focus on, and this one is gonna take quite a bit of time. So.
Show you guys the website, the Bat Production.
Got our website. Yep.
Just seen this. We saw this. We reviewed this. Actually, we reviewed all three technically, and they're all streaming. So you guys need to go over. Look at this. They have their own show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Fear Freaks podcast is new weekly. So that's Destiny. That's my girlfriend. Her and I do the podcast together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think we need to do a little crossover one of these nights, man. I think we'd have a good time. Maybe even showing some of your films.
Yeah, you got 26 days left. I'm trying to think when over the next few days I can make a little like TikTok or Instagram thing and just share it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'm trying to find the freaking Indiegogo. Having trouble.
Oh, it's right up in the corner. Your logo here is covering it. It says click here to support the last.
Oh, got you. So, people, let's get on in here. I just grabbed a second Blu-ray before I pulled this screen up. It means you guys see my information and all that. But I got some stuff in here. They definitely
we got a lot of good perks that people can snag. The featured one this week is to be featured in the movie. Even a thank you in the credits, man, goes a long way.
Yeah. It does, and I love that just for the simple fact that my name is in the credits, which I do have a request. Can you please put Sir Sturdy if you remember? Instead of that boring ass regular name. Then people will be like, "Oh shit, that's Sir Sturdy." Like, Aaron Sturdy, who the hell is that guy?
I'm sure I'll remember that.
They're gonna do a Google search, and there's gonna be some knighted individual over across the pond. Like, oh, no wonder he supported the film. He's got it like that.
So the T-shirts are going to be available. Those will be available outside of the campaign as well. I got those available on my Bat Productions store that people can go in and buy Bat Productions gear. I also on my store just put a Sally t-shirts, and I just ordered one of the sample hoodies or whatever for Sally. That'll be here next week. So
Nice.
I'm trying to test out these products to make sure that they're high quality for peeps. So
hey man, if you need people to test them out, I know a guy.
I'm good at putting things through the ringer.
No,
so yeah, people can get the Our Nightmare Isn't Over, which is the double feature, Haddonfield Nightmare and The Last Nightmare, or they can get the triple feature pack. You can get all three of them on Blu-ray,
which is just, look at this Nightmare pack, download, a Blu-ray, a shirt, poster. Is that a poster too?
Yep.
Your voice in the film.
Nice.
Private screening event. Advanced at that. You get all that stuff. IMDB credits. I can't wait to see this.
How have more people not done the credits? Like, please.
So 2 people did the producer credit. We only have 4 more of those. So my hope is that dude, the pumpkin package is my favorite, man. Nobody's gotten this yet. I really thought that this was going to be, I mean, dude, this comes with your own, it comes with your own Last Nightmare custom jack-o'-lantern. It comes in one of those like sack bags. You get a thank you from myself. It'll be signed and everything. You got the pumpkin t-shirt. You get both Haddonfield Nightmare and Last Nightmare on Blu-ray. Like, I mean, I'm really shocked that nobody's snagged that yet.
They will. But you guys got some really, really, really dope stuff. And you guys watching need to check this out. Share it with your friends and all that. Links are in the description.
Yeah, I mean, really, it comes down to, dude, $10 like for the thank you goes a long way. And I feel like sometimes people see it as like we're asking for like an arm and a leg and everything, but really just the $10, man, like it really does help in any sort of way. So, I mean, we do appreciate any and all support that you guys can give us. Doomsday, what's going on?
This guy right here, Doomsday, also has another awesome, amazing horror podcast that you would be great to go on there and talk some horror movie. He loves horror. He's a great, great host. It'd be dope for you guys to connect and talk. And he loves the indie scene, just like us three do. He loves the indie scene. So I'd love to see you guys connect. Doomsday.
Heck yeah.
And Braden, that'll be a dope connection. And you got Doomsday. His films are in the description. I dropped the short we watched earlier in the episode. That's in the top link. Like I pinned it to the top. You got to check them out. Check out his YouTube channel. They have some. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna tell you like this. Why? I'm gonna tell you the order I feel like you should watch them. Watch My Special Boy first, then the Haddonfield film, and then save Sally for last. Trust me. If you haven't seen these films, watch them in that order, and you're just gonna be like, wow. Like I'm just. Again, I love how that 15-minute short pulled us all in and just had us locked in. My wife was over here watching it too earlier. And then it's like, you want more, but I also appreciate it as a short in a weird way. So, again, I'm just throwing it out there. Anthology, she comes in at some point. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait, because this is...
So one of the ideas that we almost threw in an end credit scene for Sally, and we almost did, but also that would have meant that Sally was in the fan film world, but also it could have kind of been its own little world. But we were gonna do a scene where because like Sam, like, you know, essentially we were gonna have her scream at the end, but it was just Sally grabbing her. But if we were going to do the scream, we were going to do a dolly over and have Officer Williams from Haddonfield PD come in at the end and saying, Haddonfield Police, like, you know, anyone here? And then it was just going to cut. And, you know, that was essentially going to be it. But that means that we would have had like everything take place in the same world. And that's just not how I wanted to go about it. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm waiting to see how this all gets developed out in its own fleshed out IP.
Same here.
Well, we're gonna find out, man. I mean, I've got different timelines on when I want to do certain things. I'd like to try and move forward on a Sally chapter 2 in the next couple years if we could, but you know, we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. And let us know when Indiegogo drops for that, because that's gonna happen. That's gonna be. You're gonna get enough to make a full length feature out of that one, because that's a really good. Like that was a really good. Like Chris was saying, what did you say exactly about it?
About what?
Sally. You can use it as a. I forgot the word you used, or the phrase you used. For
Oh,
Sally.
what I was saying, that was a pitch, that it was a
There you go,
proof of concept.
There you go. That right there. I agree with that. Like when you pitch to Indiegogo, just show that. Just show that film as like that short. It's like, listen, it's a 15-minute pitch, people, but you'll see why. You'll see the fuck why. We want this to be a full-length feature, because that was really, really good.
Yeah, no, chapter 2 wouldn't be a short. It would be a feature length movie for a fact. So, and eventually, like, we would release chapter 2 on its own, and then we would do like a Sally merge where we would do Sally and Sally chapter 2 together in one movie. So that would serve as the official opening, and then we would continue into chapter 2. So, yeah, that's what we would do eventually. But yeah, I'm excited to play around more in that world. I feel like there's more to be explored. Obviously, we want to know what happens to her. Obviously, Sally has a specific look, so you know what the hell happened to her. Like, we need to know what happened. So,
wow,
I'm with that. I want it.
Hell yeah. I think I can speak for all of us for that one. We all want it. And again, people, jump into those the description and click every single link in there. Go watch his films. Go check out Worst Damn Gamers content. Go check out DADPOOL'S content. Also, Horror with Sir.STURDY, Popcorn and Pints, or Smarknado. But definitely go check out everybody's content. And if you can, $10, get your name in the credits. If you can afford to throw $10, get your name in the credits. Back this so we can get the rest of the Haddonfield story that we all want.
I haven't said, dude. I said that if people were spending money on like a Happy Meal or something like that at McDonald's to avoid throwing in $10, I'm like, throw in the $10 and I will personally buy your Happy Meal and have it sent to the house the night that it premieres, so that way you can enjoy it and watch the movie. So throw in the $10 now. Let me know what food you need that night, and I will have it sent to your house.
Listen, you're gonna need proof. You can't just say you threw in $10 just for him to throw you some McDonald's.
No, exactly. So I'll have the names or whatever, like, because the name comes in on the campaign. I'm like, so hey, I will have it sent to your house that night for you to enjoy while you're sitting there and watching the movie.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
See that? I don't eat Happy Meals though, people. So I'm not gonna take them up on there.
No,
I already backed it though, because I can't wait. I can't wait. This is gonna be. Oh man! And
especially after the ending. Oh my god, with just the hand twitch and then the breathing. Like fuck. Like I hope it picks up right there. Like I don't know.
No,
I agree.
I will give you guys an insight. I've said it before, but it picks up. The next shot is pretty much a pan down of them coming out of the prison that night. So it picks up in the exact same spot. I'm a big fan of Halloween and Halloween 2, and how Halloween 2 literally picks up right where the first one left off. It just feels like one long Halloween night. I love watching both of them back to back on Halloween. I think that it's always a great time. But yeah, the next shot, the opening of The Last Nightmare, is what the next shot would have been of them coming out of the prison. So
I like that. Oh man, I'm so excited for this.
And it all takes place on the same night too. So it's one straight continuation.
I'm gonna throw a challenge out there for you, independent filmmakers. I'll say a half-hour short or less. I would like it to be at least 10 minutes though. So between 10 minutes and a half hour. Show it on here. I want to do as many as I can, like in a month. we'll pick a. But as a matter of fact, I would like to get viewers in here. So this, as you bring your viewers in, viewers' choice for horror fan film of the month, and then we'll have them come on, and then have them talk about how it was creating this film and all that other good stuff. Because then it gets more eyes on it, and it inspires people to either go out and shoot something, or hey, let me throw my hat in the ring. Because at the very least, even if you don't make the fan film of the month, your stuff is getting watched by people. Your stuff is getting discussed by people, and I think that's just another fun way of doing things. And again, I'm really trying to think of ways to stick with this indie scene thing while all this whole strike thing is going on, guys. So independent creators, you guys, 10-minute shorts to a half hour for this. And of course, come on for the interviews and all that stuff. And if you have fan films, if you have independent films you want us to review, and you want to come on for an interreview, yes, I made that word up, interreview, you can come on for that. And yeah, but I'm just thinking of more ways to work with the indie scene, more film creators, and get the word out there, and hopefully inspire some others to do this, because it seems fun. I know there's stress to it. I know there's probably days you're just like, again, fuck, I'm done with this stupid shit. Fuck this camera. I'm just gonna sell it. And then you come to your senses and you're like, I love this shit way too much. I would sell my left nut if it would get me to that spot I want to be, and I'd sell my right one if it would keep me there.
That is exactly what it is, man. It's like, truly, it's like I love it so much that it's like I just like. My thing is, man, is in college, like that's where I kind of got a little insight as to like maybe I should give writing a shot. Because my professors, I wrote a lot of history papers and everything. Like social science was my major, with a focus in history and education. And so I had a lot of history classes, and like they would get my papers and they would be like, you should give writing a shot. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So, and I knew that I wanted to be, I used to want to act. That's what I used to want to do. And then I realized I was like, I don't really like acting all that much, but I like writing and I like directing. And so it was in college that I started to really get a sense for, the writing and directing side of the industry. And that's when I started kind of coming up with scripts. And dude, I was so busy in college, man. Like I played college football. I had class. I was working and all that stuff. Like I just was constantly busy. And after I graduated, I knew for a fact that I couldn't not be doing something. So I ended up getting a job. I went on and got my master's and everything. And then while I was in like grad school, I was like sitting there. I'm like, okay, what's next after grad school? And then it was after grad school that we did the Haddonfield Nightmare. And now these are kind of just like life projects that now I'm just like, it keeps me busy, it keeps me interactive. It keeps me moving and doing stuff, but it keeps it going in such a fun way that it just makes me want to get up, and it makes me want to get out of bed early on a Saturday morning. And if it means that we're going to shoot something, I'm like, I'll get up early on a Saturday. Why not? So, yeah, it's just really like, I need to stay busy, man. I need to keep moving. I need to be doing something. Otherwise, like, I just feel like I'm like just wasting time. So, but breaks are important, people. Breaks are important. Take your breaks, man. Seriously. Take a vacation, take a weekend, do something fun, like don't make, that's the one thing that I had to pick up on too, is don't make your life all about the work, right? Have fun. If you're doing something fun, shut your brain off. Don't even think about it. You're doing something fun, right? So that I've really come to like a work-life balance. Like, I used to work all the time, and now I try to, have some fun stuff. Like this weekend, yeah, I'm going out to Houston and I'm going to see Sally with an audience and everything. And, it's going to be great. But I'm also super excited to see other filmmakers' work that they've done and have those conversations with those filmmakers. So I'm sure I'll have some suggestions for you guys after this weekend, after seeing some of the shorts that I'm going to see, and some of the features too, because there's, I think, 7 features that are screening this weekend at this fest. So, I'm excited for that.
That's so dope. Please do. And basically, that's what I kind of want to do with this show, in a sense, is kind of, again, with the indie stuff. Come on here, show your short, or on a certain day, maybe I'll show your full-length feature, but show your shorts and do it for the hell of it, do it for the fun of it, and see if you're the indie person of the month. And on that very next episode, we'll contact you, whatever, and have a fun episode. Have a fun episode about it. And just a little friendly friendly competition. Why not? Kind of gets the juices flowing. It gets the creative brains really sparked. Like, oh shoot, I have this film out now, but do I want to put it up against these? You know what? It's time for me to really work on this short that I've been talking about for the past 8 years. It's time for me to really put this thing together. And I hope it inspires people to do that and wake them up and just be like, let's just go do it. Let's just go do it.
Speaking of, our buddy Mick Manhattan of the Scene Snobs is in October, I believe. He's going to be having a charity event going on, and he's going to be doing script readings. So if there's anything you just wanted to kind of play around with or anything, that might be a good time to help, also generate some charitable funds.
We're doing the original Friday the 13th, actually.
Oh, nice.
And I want to put it out there. Maybe again, with as a matter of fact, with that whole Indie of the Month thing, I don't know how many people are on the cast all the time, but if there's X amount on there, maybe having you guys come on and do a script read of one of your shorts, I'll say, just to make it easier. So, but maybe doing something like that as well, just to kind of, again, make it fun and show people, like, look, you can do this. If you want to write a script, you can do this. And he's also going to be doing a show that's going to give you the tools how to create film. And I think that's an amazing thing. And I can't wait to watch that. I can't wait to hear it. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be dope.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, and the thing is, man, just literally write something. Like, if you want to write, challenge yourself. Write 1 page a day. Write something. Get something on the paper. Start, just build it. It doesn't even have to have a title. Put untitled by so-and-so. Have an idea. Just sit there, write a paragraph if that's all you have to do. Just get something on, revisit it the next day, and don't worry if it sucks. Just continue it, because then you can go back and fix it later. Allow yourself to make mistakes. That's the one thing about me, is that I always try to perfect things right away. But and when you have a hard day, you kind of feel discouraged. Like, and you're driving home after days, like when days are hard, man, I drive home no music. I'm not even in the mood to listen to anything. I'm in the mood to just listen to the silence and just reflect. That's definitely one of my biggest things, is like, if something goes wrong, I reflect on it. Or if, like, if a day is hard, it's like it sometimes makes you want to quit. Don't quit. Get your ass up the next day and push forward again, because the next day is a new day. The next day is yet to happen. If you're still up and you're sulking on what happened the day before, you're already wasting time and energy in the morning. So have your morning coffee. If you work out in the morning, get your morning workout done and have a day. You got to pop the world in the mouth harder than you did the day before. So that's how I see it. So,
hell yeah,
I like it.
That's what I've been doing. I just started.
Let's go, Jay.
Putting some stories, like writing some stories, short stories, and putting them to audio. I just started a podcast, so it's something that I'm taking very seriously now, and something I should have done a long time ago. But these guys have inspired me to do this stuff. So, and then listen to your stories of short form versus long form and how you approach things. Definitely will help me out going forward as well, as far as how I approach it and write these stories. Because there's sometimes where I'm just like, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to do. And then sometimes, like, I can write for like an hour, 2 hours straight, and then it's not something that makes sense, but I know what it means, and I can reorganize it into a coherent story afterwards. So, but I appreciate this interview. This is fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And last thing I'll say is that literally it's never, ever too late to start something, man. It's never too late to start learning something new. I feel like that's one thing, is that we should always constantly strive to do, is try and learn something. And, because if you can learn something, a new talent or whatnot, that just, like, you're working, it makes, like, you could do something at work and all that stuff. Like, it's just, get started on something, learn some new skills and everything. And I think that it could really help you out. So, seriously, Dadpool down there, I'm glad that you found the writing niche and that you're into it now. Worst damn gamer ever. I'm really, really glad that you're feeling more confident now to go out there and create content. And Sir Sturdy, with your podcast, thank you for being here. Thank you for hosting this, and thank you for creating the content that you do, because that's very, very important to shut your brain off. Like we were talking about when we started, this is why we all do it, man. It's none of us are thinking about anything else right now except just talking and nerding out about film and things that we're passionate about. And that's why I do it. Like in my opinion, if people do that for any other reason, they're in it for the wrong reason. You should enjoy the hell out of this. You shouldn't be in this to make money. If you're doing that, you're in it for the wrong reason. So
I say if you're doing it for the money, you're not going to last. And I'll say that more so for, I'm not talking about the people that already have money and they're already rich and famous. No, not them. I'm talking about the regular guys like us. You're not going to last because, and I was on a podcast panel where someone was like, "Do you guys make money podcasts?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not. It's possible." But I was like, if you're in it for the money, you might make 10 episodes and then you're going to quit. If you're in it for the money and the views, I think if you're in it for the passion, you're going to keep doing it until you get bored of it. If you ever get bored of it. Like if I ever get to a point where I don't like doing this anymore, I'm going to stop, which I don't see that happening because, I mean, I've been watching horror since about 5 years old. I've been talking about horror since I was about 5 years old. So I'm like, I might as well do something with it. At least talk to other people that enjoy this genre of film or art, whatever it may be. And, so why not do it?
Exactly.
Jayhan, I got to get you on one of these nights, man. One of these indie discussions too would be great when we have an indie creator, indie filmmaker on here, so you can watch their movie, review their movie. But not only that, but I know you're a gamer too. You do some indie stuff to help come on here and inspire other people that want to be gamers. I'm gonna have people come on like that, but on a horror episode though. Still, you still got to watch a horror movie and all that, but come on and should give other people shine because again, we can all help each other grow, and we can say "fuck you" to Hollywood. We're all independent creators. We all actually care about people caring about the content that we put out, not just putting it out as a money grab. And shit, we'll get it up there. We'll get it to where people are paying to see our stuff, paying to see your guys' films and all this other stuff, and wanting to see our stuff, and and vice versa, paying to see their stuff as well. That's what it needs to be. And again, fuck Hollywood because they're greedy, sick bastards, and they need to pay and take care of the people that got them there.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say here tonight is I'm gonna shout out one of my favorite. He is in Hollywood now, but one of my favorite directors working today, David F. Sandberg. He directed Lights Out, Annabelle Creation.
Those were great.
I mean, Annabelle Creation is a sequel to a not great Conjuring movie. So, and it's actually really good. So, but he made short horror films online. His channel name is Pony Smasher.
Pony Smasher.
Yeah, he has all of his short films still on his channel, and he does also now make videos on like Warner Brothers sent him over all of his footage from directing Annabelle Creation. He's just a great guy, man. And there was an interview he did on Film Riot. If you look up the David F. Sandberg interview, highly recommend watching. But he talks about when he was hired by Warner Brothers to direct Lights Out based on the short film that he did. The short film's only like 2 minutes, and it's terrifying if you guys haven't seen it. No. And actually, I was laying in bed at night with my blanket up. I was just looking around my room after I was done. But yeah, I think that it's great, and it got picked up as the feature that we know of today. And he talks about while filming one of the scenes that's in the movie, it's like the flashback of Diana. It's kind of got that old archive footage, and it's showing Diana prior to becoming the creature that she is. That was all shot on a handheld camera that he brought to set. And he told, this is what I mean though, the point I'm trying to get at is independent filmmakers know how to make things for a lower budget. And that's the footage that made the final movie. But literally, and he told Warner Brothers this too. He was like, I'm going to take these 2 actors and I'm going to go and shoot them. I just need them to. We don't need a whole crew. And Warner Brothers sent him out there with a whole crew and everything. And none of that they shot made the movie. While they were setting up, he actually just took the little girls on the back lot and he was just doing what he asked them to do. And that was the footage that made the movie. And he's like, see, what did I tell you? We could have done it so much cheaper. We didn't have to use all the labor or anything. We could have just done it like that. It literally took him like an hour to do, like
Shit.
without all of that stuff. So it's like, and that's what I respect so much about him, is like he understands that if something could be done for cheap, he understands the independent side to like, I mean, and if you watch some of like his behind the scenes stuff, dude, he went to Home Depot. He made a homemade dolly for like literally $30, and he got pipes and just kind of like got a piece of wood and put wheels on it to use as like a dolly. It's a really, really good channel if you guys are interested in independent filmmaking, just seeing how he did it, because this is a Hollywood director now too. I mean, he like was making super low budget films, and I mean, I love the guy, man. I think he's great. He's got a great sense of humor. I'd love to meet him and talk to him. He just looks like he's like one of those guys that you just want to meet at a bar and just sit down and shoot shit with and have a beer. You know? Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, great guy.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. I guess we can wrap this one up. This was a great episode. But guys, again, hit that description, hit every single link in there. Everybody deserves to follow and all that good stuff. Make sure you go check out Braden stuff, though. Those movies, again, watch them in the order.
Yep.
Watch them in the order that I told you earlier.
My Special Boy.
My Special Boy, Haddonfield, Sally. And then start hitting them up in the Sally comments saying, we need more. We want more. Hurry up.
Go donate $10.
Yes, go donate $10 to the Indiegogo. Get your name in the credits. Get your name in the credits. Yeah, we want to see part 2 of that as well.
Yeah, and thank you guys again for having me, man. Seriously, this was a ton of fun. You guys are all great, and just seriously keep going with what you guys are doing. I'm excited to see where you guys go as well.
Thank you.
Back at you. Thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you for showing up and all that great stuff. And I can't wait to have you on again. And I mean, if you don't mind, we could throw Sally into, and I'll wait till we get more hats in the ring, but we can throw Sally into that whole indie, film creator of the month. And again, I want to do it with shorts because long form is too long, and I want to do it with the shorts so I can show it on the show. And we'll have no say on what movie wins. It'll be you guys. So this means when you guys are on the live, you bring your fans, you bring your friends, you bring your family. Yo, I need you guys to vote on this. I need you guys to vote on this because, at the end of the month, like our ratings, we're going to give our ratings still, but our ratings don't matter when it comes to that because that would be unfair. I don't want it to be biased. So it's up to the fans. So whoever you guys bring, whoever comes naturally, of course, but whoever you guys bring an army. And then, of course, like I said, the winner of that episode, we'll figure out something fun to do. I know we come up with a few ideas and kind of do that and get some more light on these guys. And again, show that short. Like these guys won, this is the short that won. And we'll discuss whatever they want to discuss about it and just kind of have some fun with it, though. But we'll throw Sally into the ring if you want, man. And once it gets going, I'll let you know.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, I'm happy to allow you guys to play any of the stuff that, I've worked on. So
I appreciate that.
Again, the only thing that I ask is that you just let me know when it is, and I'll direct people to you guys. So
of course, shit. If it's your stuff got played, if you want to come back on and talk about it some more, you're more than welcome to.
Man, dude, I didn't even touch the surface tonight on the shit that we went through with Haddonfield Nightmare. So, I'm happy to go through it, man. It's stuff that we've went through, and it's stuff that we've grown from, and we've made mistakes, and it's just that's why I want to do the podcast, man, is because I want people to hear about it and hear what can be done differently, and hopefully, save people the struggles that we went through initially. So
I can't wait. I can't. Now, do you have a time frame on the show? I know podcasting is a lot of friggin' work.
Yeah, I'm trying to get episode 1 out by October 1.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to get it started. I know the first guest I'm going to have is my director of photography who wrote The Last Nightmare with me. Him and I are going to, we're going to talk about, it's really just going to be the ins and outs of independent filmmaking. That's what episode 1 is going to be, like why it's good, why it's bad. And that can be a multi-episode thing as well. So
I have another thing. So let's say, I'll figure out some dates. It may not even be on my regular Tuesday or Thursday. It may be on a different day, maybe a Saturday or something, like in the evening-ish before our other show. But before your podcast episode drops, you said you're dropping October 1. We could do a live maybe like that week before at some point and talk about the Haddonfield and how it was being on set for that, but also then promote, like, listen, October 1st, he's going to be giving you guys pointers on how to do this stuff. And he's telling you guys the nightmares now, but he's going to tell you guys how to get out of them.
Yeah.
His show.
No, yeah, man. I mean, I'm happy to do that. Like, as long as our schedules align and everything. I know the fall is going to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
At least the middle of October is going to be busy because I'm going to be in Chicago for 10 days. My buddy's getting married. Misael,
Awesome.
if you're watching tonight, congratulations. I'm going to say it numerous times between now and then.
Congratulations, yes.
But yeah, as long as our schedules align, man, I'm happy to come on.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, we're going to make that happen then. We got to make that happen because it'll just, why the hell not? It'd be fun. Yeah, it's going to get that story. It's going to make you guys come back to hear about what the hell went on set for the Haddonfield movie.
Yeah, and if any of you guys are going to be traveling out to the West Coast for the Halloween 45 convention, I will be there at the end of September. So,
dope.
Yeah, that's in Pasadena. So if anyone is going to be there, come on up and say hello.
Do it. Do it. But again, people, check out the links in the description. Everybody that commented, make sure you guys go follow them. Everybody have a great night. I'll see you in your nightmares. Peace. And thanks again, man, for coming on. We greatly appreciate it. This was